All right, perfect. So we are live on YouTube also. All right, everybody. So just to make sure that we all are aligned, once again, a final sound check. Everybody who has just joined us now or who has been part of this meeting from last 10 minutes, a final sound check. If you can hear me, just yes in the chat box, then we are all ready to get started. All right, perfect. So it's awesome on YouTube. Everything is perfect. So here we go. Let's get started. Welcome, everybody. Welcome into the Manifestation Masterclass, a masterclass where you are going to get information, and not just information that will motivate you, but information that will inspire you, that will encourage you, that will educate you, and ultimately will lead you to making wise decisions, taking right actions that you want to take in your life. Now, we are talking about a manifestation masterclass here, right? And I believe that we all have different goals in our life, right? And I firmly believe that you might be having your goal. So I want you to right now go to the chat box and let me know what is the goal that you have for yourself that you want to achieve. Don't be shy. Just go to the chat box and let me know what is your goal that you want to manifest, maybe this year, next year, whatever it is. Whatever your goal is, let's interact with each other. Go to the chat box and let me know what is the goal that you want to manifest. Remember, there is nothing being shy about it. There is nothing being, feeling what other will think about it. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about your goal. What matter is that what is your perception and what you think about it. All right. So go to the chat box and let me know what do you want to manifest. All right. That's great, Bhupinder. Earning million a year. Jasdil, that is also great. For you, it is to clear your exam. Perfect. What about others? All right, Narain. Good. All right. What about others? We have a few more people here. Let's bring it on, guys. And if you're watching it on YouTube, guys, just let me know on YouTube that what is your goal that you want to manifest. All right. Remember that it is very important that we interact here with each other. It is very important that, we really take this session step by step. All right. Here we have from Priyanka. She wants to develop the spiritual side and further become more disciplined. That's awesome, Priyanka. That's a really, really great clarity. To become professional in financial services. That's awesome, Chintan. I think we have just a couple more people left on the call who has not answered yet, but I'll wait for their answer also. All right, perfect. They can answer in the meanwhile. Now, what we have to understand is this, that irrespective of whatever we want to manifest in our life, it can be money, it can be health, it can be wealth, it can be relationship, anything and everything that we want to manifest in our life, there is a three-step process for that manifestation. And that three-step process is pretty simple. Once we understand it, it's pretty obvious once we really get into the flow of it, but we really have to learn it in the beginning. All right. So here's that first step in that three-step process. We have to ask. Now, when I say we have to ask ourselves, okay, then what do I really want? You have to write it down on a piece of paper, because you have to be sure with yourself, and you can only be sure with yourself when you ask. And at the same time, ask the universe. If there is a challenge, if there is a problem that you're facing, ask the universe for the help, because the universe is there to support you. Universe is not there to just, help those who are already succeeding. Universe is there to help every single person on this planet. So it's not about helping the one person and not helping the other person. Universe is omnipresent. It is omnipresent for every single one, every time, irrespective of wherever in the world you are. So you got to understand this very first important step in the process of manifestation. You cannot even avoid it if you want it. because that won't serve your purpose. Avoiding it will be like, trying to avoid something which is most important in the process. All right. So don't avoid it. Instead of that, affirm it. As I told you right now, like what is your goal? You decided, you take a blank sheet of paper and you write down on a sheet of paper that what is your goal, right? That's what you need to do. You have to start with wherever you are and whatever you got, and then from there you have to keep expanding. So the very first step in the process of manifestation is ask yourself clearly enough that what do I really want. Now the second step in the process is believe. Remember that nothing worthwhile on this planet can be achieved until or unless you believe in yourself. Even if you want to wake up every day early in the morning, you got to believe in yourself that you can do it. Even if you just want to go out there and talk to somebody with confidence, you have to believe in yourself that you can do it. Even if you have to become a millionaire, you got to believe in yourself that you can do it. Remember that nothing happens without belief. Now, somebody may ask me how I change my belief system. Understand this very definition that I learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor. He said, our belief system is based upon our evaluation of something. And the more we reevaluate our beliefs about a situation or a person or a circumstance, our belief about that situation will change. Like, for example, if you feel right now that you cannot earn money, change your belief. Maybe you cannot earn right now because you have not discovered what you're passionate about. But at the same time, understand that the moment you discover what is something that you really want to do, you're going to see massive results. You're going to see massive transformations. So it's about ask, believe. So the first step is that ask. That means take a journal, take a blank sheet of paper, write down very clearly, ask yourself a question: what do I really want? Remember, when you say, what do I really want? It's not about what your mama wants you to be. It's not about what your daddy wants you to be. It's not about what your wife, girlfriend wants you to be. It's about what do you really want? What everybody else wants from you is not the matter here. That is not even the consideration. What they want for you is based upon what their desires are for you. Now, they can be same as your desires, but in most cases, they are not. So you got to be very much clear with what do I really want? What is my desire? Okay, believe in that. And then the last step of the process is receive. And remember, you can only receive once you become in line, in tune with the almighty universe. You cannot receive otherwise. Like, for example, right now we are achieving this. Right now you are listening to me right here. Okay. Why? We are on the same frequency. I have a Zoom link that I forwarded. Some of you are on YouTube right now, but you have a link on which you're following me. Imagine if you don't have this YouTube link or Zoom link, we won't be able to communicate with each other. So why we are communicating with each other, why we are receiving this information right now? Because we are on the same frequency, we are on the same vibration. So if you want to grow in your life, you got to understand that vibration plays a very, very important role. It's very vital. Okay. So number one, ask yourself, what do I really want? Number two, believe. That means really change your belief system. And then number three, receive that. That is what you really have to do. That is what you really have to move ahead with. All right. Now I can see that somebody has mentioned that. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm financially free by 25 December 2022. Awesome. But remember that, define that financial freedom for you, Sandeep. All right. You got to define what is that financial freedom. Does that mean 10 lakh rupees a month? Does that mean 5 lakh rupees a month? Does that mean a million? Whatever it is. All right. Now, the question arises, then why people fail to apply it? We talk about ask, we talk about seek, we talk about believe, we talk about receive. But why there are millions of countless people in the world who are failing to apply the manifestation, who are failing to apply, the manifestation formula? Why? Because there is a reason. And the reason is that We do not attract what we want. We attract who we are. Now, this is one of the most important thing that you can ever learn out of this masterclass that I'm teaching you today. We don't attract what we want. There are millions of things that we want. We only attract who we are. That means if you want to be financially free, you got to become financially free first in your mind. If you want someone in your life, you got to become that person whom that person would love to be around with. You got to start with a mental image in your mind that I'm already being that person, not in just your words, in your actions, in your behaviors. You got to change yourself. If you want to become a successful businessman, if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, you got to believe, you got to act, you got to behave like a successful entrepreneur. Even if you don't have any money in your bank account right now, imagine what you will be doing when you will be having the money. So you got to come from the point of acceptance that I am already have what I want, that everything that I want is already there with me. So remember, we don't attract what we want, we attract who we are. Now the question is who we are. Once we understand who we are, everything changes in our life. Once we understand who we are, it becomes so easy and so simplified for us to move further. Now, this is who we are. This is the diagram of the mind. We have the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the body, and the brain. And who we are is simply our beliefs, our assumptions, and our paradigms that are stored in our subconscious mind. Some of you may believe that you are very confident. Some of you may believe that you're very shy. Some of you may believe that, yes, some of you may have an assumption in your mind that you are super successful, or some of you may have an assumption in your mind that I'm not that successful. Everything that is right there in your subconscious mind that you believe, that's who you are. I want you to think about it right now, okay? I want you to think about it. In the meanwhile, I can see there are some questions popping up on the YouTube, so I'll encourage you that be there till the end so that I can answer those questions that you have, because it will be important for you to be there, because maybe there will be something that I want to clarify with your questions later on. All right. Now, getting back to the question, who we are, ask yourself the question, who I am. Are you a confident person? Are you a kind of person who is always ready and willing to go out there and make big things happen? Are you someone who is always scared? Are you someone who is always ready, willing to jump, take risks? Or are you someone who is like, that's not my thing. Maybe I cannot do it. Maybe this is not possible for me. Maybe I should try something else. Like, what kind of person you are? Think about it. Think about it for a minute. Think about it. Who we are. We are our beliefs. We are our assumptions. We are our paradigms. There are very few people on this planet who firmly believe, in the power that exists within them. You know why? Because most of the time, our mind is crowded with the ideas that are not good for us. Ideas like it's not possible, ideas like it costs a lot of money, ideas like it's difficult, ideas like I'll do it later, ideas like it's not the right time. Most of the time, our mind is crowded with these kind of ideas. And you know what? These kind of ideas may be logical enough, but they won't be the ideas that helps you to grow. If you want to achieve growth, if you really want to outgrow yourself, my dear friend, you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision, firm decision, committed decision that I'm going to change who I am. And remember, the only corner of the universe that you can think of improving is your own self. Alex Huxley said that. So there is nothing else that can be improved on this planet. You cannot improve people outside. You cannot improve, whatever wrong in the world right now. because that's a big task. You can only improve yourself. You can only change yourself. And imagine if everybody start changing themselves for the betterment, how grateful that will be for the whole world. So change who you are. That's the only barrier in the manifestation process. All right. Now let's talk about law of attraction. Because if there is any manifestation that is taking place because of the two laws. One is the law of attraction, another one is the law of vibration. Now, what is the law of attraction? The law of attraction simply states that to desire is to expect is to achieve. That means when you have a desire in your mind, back of the mind, you should have an expectation that I am going to achieve it. Now, don't have expectation from people. Don't have expectation from the, anything on the outside resource. Have an inner and strong expectation. In other words, have a strong and firm belief in yourself that there is an infinite supply. That means whatever I desire in my life, there is a power out there that is going to help me to get it. That there is a power in the universe that is going to help me to achieve that. To do so, you got to believe in the existence of that power. And remember, that power is omnipresent. It's everywhere at the same time. That power is equally available for everybody, irrespective of wherever in the world you are. You can be in Australia, you can be in USA, you can be in Canada, you can be in India, you can be in Africa. That power is available for you equally available for you all the time. All the time. Doesn't matter wherever in the world you are. So you got to start expecting that from you. Okay. Now go to the chat box right now quickly and tell me what is the one thing that you're going to expect right now from the universe. Okay. Based upon what I have taught you, keeping that in mind, go to the chat box and tell me one thing that you are going to expect from the universe. One thing. Go to the chat box, do it right now. Even write it on a piece of paper that you have in front of you right now, because that is going to cause something to shift within you. And I want this masterclass to be the source where something shifts inside you. I don't want this just to be another motivational session or something like that. I want it to be a session where something shifts inside you. All right. So go to the chat box and write down the one thing that you expect from the universe and the one thing that you want the most, in terms of expectation. If you write in the chat box, that's awesome. Otherwise, you can write it on a paper. If you don't want to repeat it here, that still be fine. All right. All right. Awesome, Jasdil. Remember that the power is already there with you to help you to change that. Okay. And same goes for you, Naren. It's always here. Just work on becoming a better person every single day. All right. Bhupinder said money coming to me in increasing quantities. That's awesome, Bhupinder. Remember that the money only comes to you in increasing quality through multiple sources when you render service the same way. That means when you provide service in multiple ways, when you provide service in abundance quality. Remember that the more service you render on this world, the more money that you will have back. All right. Priyanka, that is absolutely amazing. Just hold on to that tune, just hold on to that vibration and see how universe will give you sign every single day, how universe will give you sign every single time. All right. Awesome, Chitan. Great. All right. Now, we all want something in our life, right? There is no doubt about it. Irrespective of wherever in the world we are, there is something that we want. But there is only one challenge we have. And here is the challenge. We are only limited by weakness of attention and poverty of imagination. We don't have a strongly developed will. That's what weakness of attention is. We don't have a strongly developed will. We have a weakly developed will. We cannot even concentrate on a certain thing for maybe 5 minutes or so. Every time when we're doing an office work, or maybe we are doing something, how many times we open our phones? How many times we get lost in social media? How many times we just keep scrolling through social media over and over and over and over again? How much time we waste in watching reels, watching other people's stuff? How many time goes into that stuff? Maybe many hours a day. You know why? Because we have a weakness of attention. We went to social media for doing something else, but we stuck here for doing something else. So from where this challenge came, because we have developed that challenge over the years. And at the same time, we have a poverty of imagination. When I say poverty of imagination, that does not mean that you lack imagination. That means you lack the right use of imagination. Most of us imagine getting into those situations. Most of us imagine getting into the bad environment. Most of us imagine not having the great results. Most of us imagine this. Most of us imagine that, blah, 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 blah. We all just waste our time. We all just get into the rat race. We all just get into the daily trivia. That is our biggest problem, my dear friends, in the manifestation. We have a weakness of attention and a poverty of imagination. So if we really want to grow in our life, we got to bring an abundance of imagination and a strengthened intention. That means you got to focus. If you want something, focus on it. Just literally focus on it. Remember that if you have a magnifying glass and you're trying to burn a paper while the magnifying glass is shaking here and there, it won't even do any damage to the paper. What if you hold the magnifying glass in one position and you focused all the light on a one spot coming from the magnifying glass? Bang, it will burn it. Same with your mind. You got to focus your mind on a certain thing. If you don't focus your mind, you will lose it. So remember that we have to build a powerful attention. All right. Now we're going to talk about the 3-step manifestation process. This is going to be absolutely amazing. All right. If you have been one of my students, you know what does this mean. If you are listening to this for the first time, it is going to be absolutely miraculous and marvelous for you. All right. Because I am really going to give you some ideas right here that will make an empowering change in your life. Now, this is who we are. We have a mind and we have a body, we have a brain. Now, what happens? We have wants in our conscious mind. That's the first step of the manifestation process, my dear friends. So keep in mind, we have wants in our conscious mind. Maybe we want more money. Maybe we want better relationships. Maybe we want, better health. Maybe we want better business. We want all of that stuff. But what happens? We have a paradigm in the subconscious mind. Now, what happened? We want something in the conscious mind, but our paradigms keep telling us why we cannot have it. Like, for example, in our conscious mind, we say, I want more money. And the paradigm tells you who the hell you are. In the conscious mind, you say, I want to improve my relationship, but your paradigm tells you that's not possible. You are a bad guy. People don't love you. You always mess up. In your conscious mind, you say, I want to improve my health, but your subconscious mind tells you, oh, come on. That's not your work. You cannot do it. It's not possible for you to eat healthy. Paradigm gives you all excuses. And then what happened in the first process of the manifestation process, we become stuck. Why become stuck? Because we are into the state of ambivalence. Our conscious mind says something else and our subconscious mind gives us different feedback. We want something, but the voice inside keeps saying us it's not possible. Doubts appears, anxieties appears. And then from here onwards, we move to the second step of the process. What happened in the second step? We have a want and we start impressing their wants to our subconscious mind, because you may have attended some of my seminars, you may have attended some of my coaching, and you have learned that we have to get emotionally involved with our want. And that's what you're doing right now. You're getting emotionally involved. You're thinking about your money, that you have an abundance of money. You're thinking about health, that you have an abundance of health. You're thinking about, great relationships, that you have a great relationship. But what happens? There is same Desire. The desire is there, slowly and steadily, the desire is building up. The desire is building up. But what happens? There is a creepy paradigm. The paradigm is still there in the second step. It's gone nowhere. You have a want, you're trying to impress this to your subconscious mind to make it your desire, but the paradigm is here. Then what happens? A battle begins. A battle that can literally deteriorate anyone on the planet. There begins a fight between your desire and your paradigm, and you start feeling so uncomfortable. You start getting into the stage of conflict. The conflict, there is an internal conflict start happening. And that internal conflict that start happening is whether I can do it or not, whether it's possible for me or not, whether I can achieve it or not. There is a direct conflict begins to happen. Let me explain it again to you. Here we go back. What happened in the very first stage? We have a want in the conscious mind. There is a paradigm in the subconscious mind, and paradigm literally stops us. It won't allow us to do anything unless we work on it. It makes us stuck. Then what happened in the second step? We have a mind in the body. There is a want in our conscious mind that we want to accomplish. Then we start getting emotionally involved with it. That means we start impressing the idea from our conscious mind to the subconscious mind in the form of desire. But what happened? We have a same old paradigm in the subconscious mind. Now, remember, there is paradigm in the subconscious mind. There is desire in the subconscious mind. So what happened? There starts a battle. The paradigm tries to throw away the desire. The desire tries to throw away the paradigm. So what happened? We come into the stage of conflict. And that, once again, kills us because we are not sure. We don't know what is happening. Once we move from here, we move to the third step of the manifestation process. What is the third step? The third step is that you have a want in your conscious mind and you're impressing it, you're letting go of your doubt and worries, you're letting go of your fears, you're letting go of your insecurities, you're no longer paying attention to what you don't want, you're only focusing on what you want, and bang, paradigm is out. It's no more there because you have developed a new paradigm, and now the desire is firmly planted into your subconscious mind. And when the paradigm is thrown away and you have a new paradigm in your subconscious mind, that is a time, my dear friends, we call it freedom. When you achieve freedom. All right. So that is the 3-step manifestation process. This is how it works. This is how it works. When you start working on your mind and you slowly and steadily make that a part of your subconscious conditioning. Now, as I said, as I mentioned that I'm going to be teaching you some of the techniques. So here I am teaching you the techniques. All right. Now, pay very close attention to the screen right now. Okay. And if you can see the whiteboard, just let me know in the chat box. If it is still loading, please confirm me. How many of you can see the whiteboard? If you can, say yes. All right. Thank you, Bhupinder. All right. So let the big circle here represents your mind. Okay. And let the small circle here represents your body. All right. Now, we are going to talk about 2 important things here. One is the manifestation technique, and another one is an idea that I wanted to share with. Now, let this represent your brain. All right. We have a left and the right brain. Now, this is your conscious mind. This is your subconscious mind. This is your brain, and this is your body. And we have sensory factors. We have see, smell, hear, taste, and touch. Now, if we want to manifest anything in our life, we got to understand the MBB connection. Any guesses what it is? Yes, it is mind, brain, and body connection. Now, what you have to understand here is that it's pretty simple, it's pretty obvious, but at the same time, it's very, very important. Okay, understand that there is a power that is flowing to and through you all the time. All right, there is a power that is flowing to and through you all the time. Now, some people call this power as God, some people call this power as universe, some people call this power as Allah, Krishna, Muhammad, Buddha, Nanak, whatever you want to call it. But remember that irrespective of the name that you give to this power, the nature of the power remains the same, and that is to bless you, that is to give you what you want in your life. All right. Now, in our conscious mind, listen carefully. In our conscious mind right here, we have a choice. That means we have the choice to build any image that we want to build. But what we have to understand is that we have to understand that we have a paradigm in our subconscious mind. All right, we have paradigms in our subconscious mind. Paradigms are negative thinking. Paradigms are programs that are there in your subconscious mind that controls you. And what happened? As I said, we have the ability to choose any kind of idea we want to choose here. Remember that we can choose a negative idea if we want to, and we can choose a positive idea if we want to. But what happens? It is our paradigm right here that forces us to choose a negative idea. And then what happened? We choose a negative idea. We get emotionally involved with that negative idea. That creates a negative impression on our brain cell, which ultimately moves us into a negative vibration, a negative action, and a negative results. How many of you can relate to it? You know, how many of you can relate to it? Like, for example, paradigm causes doubt and worry. When you doubt and worry, you start experiencing fear. When you start experiencing fear, most of the time you don't take action. And even if you take action, it's not productive. And when the action is not productive, the results are not productive at all. So what we have to do, we have to change this part of our personality. We have to change our paradigms. How to change them? You have to change them the way they have been built. Here is your mind. Okay. Here is your body. And here we have the brain. Now, what you have to understand here is that you have to change your programming right here. And to change your programming, you need to, first of all, build new ideas right here. Ideas about your potential, ideas about what you're capable of, ideas about how much powerful you are, ideas about what you can do, ideas about what is possible, ideas about what great things that you can do in your life. And it is only possible once you gather knowledge. Now, not just any ordinary knowledge, it's the knowledge about yourself. Okay, you have to know yourself. You have to become aware about who you are. You have to understand what marvelous potential and possibilities lies within you. You have to understand an ability of understanding about your marvelous mental faculties. You have to know that you're possible of, you're capable of doing anything that you want to do. Only if you understand how to channelize your mind, if you understand how this marvelous equipment, this instrument that is right now on the screen works. Okay. It is very important for you to understand that. Remember that when you have new ideas to think about, you get emotionally involved with new ideas in your subconscious mind. And when you get emotionally involved with the new ideas in your subconscious mind, you know what happened? You create new results. When you create new results, that ultimately helps you to achieve new things. All right. Now, we will come to the conclusion of this presentation that if you want to manifest your desires, start to think. And to think, you have to change your old thinking. And to change your old thinking, you need to really get into an effective education, which is combined with the professional coaching. And at our company, we have many different programs offering in many different ranges. All right. So that doesn't matter wherever you are right now, because we have programs that will definitely suit according to your price range. All you got to do is just make a decision, because in our company, we have a ladder of awareness in which we'll talk to you. We will see where you are in the ladder of awareness. We will sincerely, figure out the challenges that you're facing. And then based upon that, we would love to help you through our programs. We have many different programs. This is one of the part of them that you have seen today, are just a glimpse of it in this masterclass. And the replay of this masterclass is available on our YouTube channel, which will be distributed pretty soon with all you. But for now, I'll encourage you right now to come up with your questions that you have based upon what we have discussed today. So let's have 10-15 minutes more, depending upon how many questions we have. So anybody who has a question, please raise your hand or type your question. We'll see which way it will work, and I'll happily answer your questions for now. In the meanwhile, if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you so much for being here with us, guys. Make sure that you subscribe our channel, share the link with others, because that really helps us to grow and put our message across many more people on the planet. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. In the end, I have just one advice for you, that if you want to change anything in your life, you have to understand that you got to work on your mind. All right. Nothing happens until or unless you change your mind. That is pretty sure. That means you have to work on your mindset, and you have to change your paradigms that are right there in your subconscious mind. And also understand that paradigms cannot be altered by themselves. You need support, you need guidance, and you need education. And most of the time it's available on internet, but still we don't do it, because the problem is not the knowledge. The problem is the action. The problem is the implementer of that knowledge. You know, like we all have knowledge. If you go to YouTube right now, you search about paradigms, you will have thousands of videos from Bob Proctor explaining in a different ways that what is a paradigm, how to change it. It may help you, right? Definitely, because Bob Proctor, one of my mentor, he has amazing material. If you go to Google and you type for PDF books, you will find thousands of PDF books. But then again, it won't change you. You know why? There is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. So to walk the path, you definitely need some guidance. You need someone who is there with you, you know, who explain things you do, who guide you step by step. So that's what we are going to be providing to you. But for now, I'll encourage you to ask if any question you have. If you have no question, you can just go to the chat box and type no questions in queue, so that we can just wrap up the session. But I'll really encourage and sincerely believe that you have some questions. All right. So we have a question from Murali Manohar on YouTube. All right. Murali Manohar, I see your question. You want your loved one back in your life, but I'll encourage you. First, you got to become that person whom your loved one would love to spend life with. Okay. You're not going to attract your loved one by just being in the desire to have them back in your life. You got to show the universe that you are the one that your loved one deserves. You got to show the universe that you are the one that can only give the happiness to your loved one that they desire, that they deserve. All right. So you got to become that person, Murali Manohar. Then only you're going to attract that person. It's not going to happen otherwise. All right. By the way, thank you for that question, Murali. All right. Do we have a question right here in our Zoom community, everybody? If you have, don't be shy. All right. Raise your hand, type in the chat box. I can even unmute you if you just want to be on a microphone with me, but make sure that you do it for you. Because remember, if you stay shy enough and you don't communicate your questions, the answer won't appear, because the answer is right now, right here in this universe. The moment you share it with me, we are going to connect back the dots and we are going to bring it to the surface. All right. And if you're shy enough, if you don't want to ask the question in front of the people, that's fine. You can, you know, just go to my Instagram profile and just get on a call with me. You can sign up for a free call that I'm offering that is a part of this masterclass. So that means every single one of you who has attended this session today, you will be receiving a one-on-one free coaching call from me, in which I'll be explaining you more about you, that how you can achieve the massive results and success that you want in your life. All right. So for now, if we have questions, just the last, indication for you, please let me know. In case you don't have a question, then thank you so much for being here. It was an amazing time being with you. All right. We have a question. How can we know who we are? Is there a process? Because it gets confusing. That's perfect question, Priyanka. How can we know who we are? Start observing yourself in most of the cases. Start observing yourself on the things that you procrastinate. Start observing yourself on the things that you do. Start observing yourself how you behave when you're doing something that you love and when you're doing something that you don't love. because in that you're going to discover what you're good at, and in that you're going to discover what is that paradigm or the belief system that is there inside your mind. All right, like for example, if you have a dream, how passionate you are working towards that dream. If you're not working passionately, that means you have some fears, you have some doubts in your mind. Maybe you're procrastinating, maybe you know what to do but you're not doing because you haven't get into you have you are not into the habit of doing it. So there are many things. The process is pretty simple. The process in one word is observe, Priyanka. Start observing yourself, because when you start observing yourself, you're going to know more about you. And it's not just a one-day process. You got to do it every single day for the rest of your life, because remember, we will never be perfect. There will always be a room of improvement. There will always be a scope of getting better. And the more you do that, the more better you are going to become, Priyanka. All right, I hope that really makes sense, and I hope that answers your question, Priyanka. And by the way, thank you for bringing this question. It is an absolutely great one. All right, who has the next question, guys? If we have a question, that would be awesome, because we have some time to address some of the questions. All right, do we have any other question, guys? All right, so there is a question from Bhupinder. I'm not aware of what kind of service I could provide and don't know what I'm passionate about. All right, Bhupinder. So in that case, you just got to make a decision with yourself, my dear friend, because you may be thinking, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. Remember, anybody can make money at doing anything in today's world. As far as I know you, in the past, you have told me what you're passionate about. But if you're coming back with this question that you don't know, that simply means that you are not confident enough whether you can do that or not. All right. So somehow you already know. So be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself, because I don't believe when somebody say, I'm not sure what I'm passionate about. People are sure about what they are passionate about, but the only trouble is that they are not confident enough whether they can pursue it or not. So it's not about the not knowing, it's about lack of confidence, Bhupinder. So I'll encourage you to spend more time with yourself for next few days. Take a blank sheet of paper, write down everything that you would love to do if you have no problems in this world, if you have no tensions, if you have no worries. Whatever the things come to your mind, those will be the things that you're desired about, Bhupinder. All right. So apply it, but make sure that you make a decision and that you don't go away from that, because there will be forces that will try to knock you off track. There will be things that will try to tell you, the paradigms. They will keep telling you, Bhupinder, you cannot do it. Who the hell you are? It's not possible. Who do you think you are? So there will be things like that, but that's fine. Let them go. Don't let them bother you. And just for once and ever, decide that that's what I want to do, and then get better at it. Just get better at it then, Bhupinder. That's all I can, recommend you to do. And I hope that answers your question, Bhupinder. Once again, thank you so much for a brilliant question. And let's move to the next one now. All right, who has the next question, guys? All right, do we have any more questions? Do we have any other question, guys? If you have, please type. If we don't have any more questions, then you can simply say NQ, no question. All right, Karaman, Sandeep, Jasdil, Chintan, Rishita, Naren, Narendra. Do we have any question, guys? All right, you're welcome, Karaman. I think it's good to see you after such a long time here. All right, perfect then, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you, doing this call. And this masterclass is going to keep happening every Sunday. We are going to keep coming with up something great every Sunday. We will have something new to it, something more better, something more, an expanded version. So make sure that you invite your friends and your family for the next Sunday call. In the meanwhile, take care. Have a great day. And we are coming up with another beautiful seminar that is going to be a 7-day. It is going to be a manifestation masterclass, not a masterclass. It is going to be the manifestation retreat or boot camp, in which we are going to do work on your manifestation one-on-one, in a very detailed way, in that 7 days boot camp. So wait for it. Details will be out pretty shortly. But in the meanwhile, take care and live the life the way you want to live. And I'll see you next time pretty soon. Take care, everybody. Bye. Thank you.